Not every day you get to the water and millions of fish are waiting for you to catch them. However, if you don't give up, most of the times you manage to pull something, and this time was no different. Stay tuned if you want to know how the day went. After many days of bad weather, the water was super murky and the visibility was very limited, so it was difficult to choose the diving spot from the surface, as I usually do, and instead I had to dive down and once there, decide what to approach. As I'm not used to this type of experience, I thought the most optimal way to fish would be to try ambushes, as the visibility isn't limited just to me, but also to fish, so they have it much harder to spot you from distance. However, all I would find were small wrasse and some others that weren't as small, but still not worth shooting. As the ambushes weren't going very good, I moved on to caves, but as I was saying, it was pretty hard to find decent ones, as you had to dive down to even start looking for them. I attempted it for some time, but I became bored of it after a while, because I wouldn't find anything at all. I thought the place was completely dead, so I was starting to lose interest in it, but out of the blue I witnessed a pretty nice encounter. This is a school of boat, which are always nice to see, so I tried to follow them, but as they had noticed me already, it was a pretty difficult game to play, as I had to wait until they screwed up in a turn and came in at a shootable distance. I was following them for a while, but I ended up leaving them, as it was going to be impossible. But just when I stopped following them, I looked up to find another school of fish, but in this case they were garfish. However, I didn't even think about shooting them, because the ones we have here were juveniles that are worth far more alive than on a plate. In fact, the ones that we get here are in general pretty small, whereas in warmer areas it is much more common to find bigger ones. For example, here's a clip of Juanito Pescasub, who is a spearfisher from the Canary Islands, getting a very nice sized garfish. There the sea is much warmer and allows catches like this much more often. Go check his Instagram, very cool content. After searching for a while, I encountered this octopus, which in any other conditions I would most likely have catched, but we're currently going through octopus close season in Galicia, which means that it's not legal to fish them. This motherfucker had his lucky day. These closings are established with the purpose of allowing the said species to breed, as they are set in the time frames that their breeding periods are. For example, this is how an octopus breeding looks like. They will leave all of their eggs hanging from a cave, while the female octopus takes care of them until they are born. This labor is so intense that the female octopus will automatically die after, because it will be way too exhausted to even feed itself. That's why, during closed season or not, if you see a cave that looks like this, with an octopus inside, you should definitely leave them alone, as you will not only be killing one octopus, but all of the future baby octopus that won't survive without their mother taking care of them. If you want to see me catching an octopus, feel free to pass by this video. It seems like everything was about cephalopods, because right after the octopus I found this cuttlefish, but I already had a few in the freezer, plus it wasn't even that big, so I decided to mess a bit with him and let him go, hoping to find a better sized one afterwards. And finally, after a long wait, I got to find a nice sized wrasse, but my battery was so low by then that my camera had turned off. Luckily, it had battery enough for me to take this quick shot. And last but not least, I want to comment this that happened to me while reloading the spear gun that you should be careful of. The thing is that the shaft doesn't get properly locked in the trigger mechanism, so it seems like it is fine, but when you reload, the pulling pressure from your hands is enough to shoot the spear gun without pulling the trigger. Be careful and make sure you're not facing anyone when reloading, even if you don't pull the trigger, because it can end up very bad. And that was it for today. As I was saying in the beginning, not every day you catch a lot of fish, but still I got to put some hours underwater, improve little things, and have some fun overall, which is the most important thing here. If you liked the video as well, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because I'll see you in the next one.